What are the key concepts for planning and development in Jamaica? Published on October 20th, 2024. This condensed crash course guide for planning and development in Jamaica focuses on the essential points you need to retain key concepts. Jamaican man in a vibrant yellow hard hat and worn denim jeans, shirt sleeves rolled up, stands proudly amidst the partially constructed modern home's basement level, surrounded by exposed concrete, steel beams, and wooden scaffolding, as the half-completed structure rises above him, bathed in a warm, golden light. Key legislation. Town and Country Planning Act, 1958, governs land use, cities, towns, and rural areas, defines development as building, engineering, mining, or any material change in the use of buildings or land. Planning permission is required for developments to ensure orderly growth and preservation of the environment. Local Improvements Act, 1914, governs the subdivision of land. Approval is needed for land subdivision before sale or development. Building Act, 2018, promotes sustainable development and discourages squatting, requires a building permit for construction or modifications to structures. Natural Resources Conservation Authority Act, 1991, ensures protection and management of natural resources during development. Environmental permits and licenses are needed for operations like sewage, solid waste management, and trade effluent handling. What is development? Development is any process of improving land or property use, ranging from building houses to constructing entire cities. Real estate development involves the conversion of land for specific uses, whether residential, commercial, or agricultural. Types of planning applications. Outline planning application seeks general approval of development principles. Detailed planning application includes specific plans and is often linked to a building permit application. Change of use application for changes in the use of buildings or land, e.g. residential to commercial. Retention of use, legalizing unauthorized or existing land use. Subdivision application required when dividing land into smaller lots for sale, gift, or lease. The planning process. Submission of applications. Planning applications are submitted to the local planning authority, LPA. If environmental concerns arise, NEPA's approval is required. Decision and appeals. LPAs can grant permission, impose conditions, or refuse applications. Applicants can appeal to the minister if a decision is unfavorable. Assessment criteria. Zoning, land use, density, traffic flow, parking infrastructure, and building setbacks. Role of key stakeholders. Government, central and local. Creates and enforces policies, regulations, and standards. Provides infrastructure and essential services, roads, drainage, water. Private sector. Invests in developments and adheres to government regulations. Provides professional planning services and promotes best practices. NEPA, National Environment and Planning Agency, manages environmental permits and oversees sustainable land use planning. Development orders. Legal documents prepared under the Town and Country Planning Act to guide development in specific areas, include zoning maps and policies. Provisional orders are subject to public consultation and feedback. The role of municipal corporations. Municipal corporations across parishes oversee local planning approvals, building permits, infrastructure management, and public facilities. Jamaica is divided into Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey, with respective parishes under each. Environmental approvals, permits, required for any construction or enterprise affecting natural resources. Licenses, issued for the handling of sewage, waste, and effluents. Environmental impact assessments, EIA, required for major developments to evaluate potential environmental damage. Development process stages, pre-consultation, recommended to save time and money by identifying issues early. Team selection involves professionals like architects, planners, engineers, and surveyors. Finalization of plans includes preparing detailed drawings, location site plans, and payment of fees. Construction, monitoring, and enforcement ensures compliance with approved plans and environmental conditions. Stop orders and enforcement notices are issued if unauthorized activities occur. Minister appeals can appeal planning decisions, enforcement notices, or conditions imposed by local authorities. Appeals must be made within 14 days of receiving the notice. Sustainable development, defined as development that meets present needs without compromising future generations. Brundtland Report, 1987. Jamaica's planning emphasizes balancing societal needs, people, environmental protection, planet and economic growth, profit. Global and local impact of climate change, real estate and emissions. The real estate sector contributes to 40% of global carbon emissions, with 70% from building operations, heating, cooling. Caribbean vulnerability. 70% of Caribbean residents live near the coast, facing threats from hurricanes, rising sea levels, and flooding. Climate-resilient real estate. Investments in climate-smart buildings, e.g. LEED certified, and sustainable water and waste management practices. Vision 2030 Jamaica. Jamaica's Vision 2030 plan focuses on empowering Jamaicans to reach their full potential, creating a safe, cohesive, and just society, building a prosperous economy, protecting the natural environment. Important definitions. Zoning. Regulations defining how land can be used, residential, commercial, agricultural. Subdivision. The process of dividing a parcel of land into smaller lots for sale or development. Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Global objectives aimed at achieving environmental, economic, and social sustainability by 2030. This guide consolidates the core points needed for a comprehensive understanding of planning and development in Jamaica.